Hello everybody, I'm Kerry from Mobilates and I'm really happy to welcome you as part of the We Are Undefeatable week at Virtual Village Hall. Amazing week with so many different activities, really nice and gentle to get people moving, but in a really gentle way, so it's not too much of a shock to the system, not too painful. So we're going to get moving. It's going to be super gentle, 30 minutes of mindful exercise. I'm just going to turn my music down a little bit. We're going to start standing or seated, and then we're going to move down to either floor, mat sort of area, or it could be onto a bed. You could be sitting on the edge of a bed for the seated bit. Just pull the duvet back so you've got a flatter surface. Right, I'm going to take my legs slightly wider just to give me a nice secure support. Don't forget to give me a little wave, little comment, say hi. Let's start. We're going to breathe gently in and out. Hello, Irene. I was wondering if you were there. Let your belly soften. In fact, you can even keep your hands on it. And as you breathe in and out, your hands just move backwards and forwards with the belly. So you've got that belly breath going, just a little bit calmer. Hi, Jean. Nice to see you. I think you were there last week. And then we're going to start circling our arms as we breathe in. Hands together, breathing out, taking them down. So how high your arms go, how wide they go, totally up to you. I'm going for a sort of mid-range, not stretching too high or too wide. I know some people will need to keep it really small. You might even just need to keep your hands here or here. You might really, really, really want to stretch. But whatever you do, bring your breath into it. And we're trying to make each part of the move about the same length, maybe even a little longer on the exhale, this bit with the hands coming down. And a good way to control the exhale is to breathe in through your nose and then exhale through your mouth. That's it. One more like this. If you're feeling very secure, you can close your eyes. And then just let your arms hang, have a little wiggle, sort out all the layers. That's it. Then we're going to move into our alignment position. So if you're standing, that's feet about hip width, hip bones, not the outer hip. Same if you're sitting, just coming forwards on your seat a little. So maybe a third or a half of your thighs are supported, 2 fists apart. And from this position, we're just going to start to pull in here a little and take the arms softly up and down. Now I'm just bringing mine to about shoulder height. Palms are facing in. It's really nice and soft with the arms. Rest of my body super still. That's it. If you're standing, it's looking like this. And then we're just going to work one arm. It's going to go up and then reach out, little wiggle of the fingers combing through the air. Other side, up, reaching out, wiggle. Now you can see as I reach out, there's still a little curve to my arm. It's not completely super straight. That's it. But the rest of the body's just staying still. So the arm just coming out, and everything else staying still. And you might find you can do a certain height and width on one arm, different on the other side. All good. Let's try both together. That's it. Breathing in as they come up. Breathing out as they come out. Now at the moment, I'm trying to keep my reach to the side, sort of in line with the side of my body. But if you think you can take it a little bit further behind, see now I'm about in line with my bottom. And as you're doing this, I just want you to observe what's happening here. Just concentrate on your body, because the arms now know what they're doing. And what we're trying to stop happen is the ribs going way out there. Hello, Christine. Nice to see you. And the way to control the ribs, to stop them going, taking your body sort of forwards like that, is to concentrate on pressing them down slightly. And as you're pressing them down slightly, we're also pulling into our belly a little bit. That helps keep us tall and stops us wobbling, whether we're sitting or standing. And you can also bring your pelvic floor up a little. You don't have to super squeeze. That's it. And now we can bring a bit of balance into it. So we can come up on our heels. We'll just take it nice and easy to start. That's the standing version. This is the sitting version. So the heels raise, just going onto the balls of your feet. Your knees traveling straight ahead. Ankles trying not to wibble. So if they are having a little wibble like that, make it smaller, super small. It's fine. But as you're doing this, pulling into here so we can breathe in and breathing out, take them down. But whilst you're breathing in, we're trying to keep a little bit of a contraction, a little bit of tightness in this area. So you breathe into the sides and the back a little. Tend to call it lateral breathing in Pilates. But it's just so that you can have this control here at the same time and take a breath as long as you're breathing. That's the important thing. Now, that was a bit of a wobble from my ankles. We're combining that first move with the arms going out to the side. A little bit of balance, but holding it a bit longer. That's it. And take it. Last one. Just going to concentrate on the feet. I'm going to move back so you can see my feet. So we're going to pull up nice and tall. You might want to use something for your balance. And we're going to take a leg up. So if this is let's call that my balance leg. This leg, just going to take my heel up first. And I'm trying to keep my hips from going like this or like this, leaning over nice and still. So that balance would be super light. And then I'm going to bring my knee up. Now, if you're sitting, you've already got a bent leg. So heel raise and just trying to come up to the very tip of your toe might be enough. Can get quite it works hard here. It can get a bit tight here in the hip flexor. But if you can bring it up, really get your bottom sitting down, your sitting bones really pressing down into the chair. That's it. And then let's take that foot down, and that same foot there, a little bit of a knee bend. We're just rolling round the ball of the foot each way. Letting the ankle have a little roll too. And then I'm just going to show you from the side. I'm just going on the top of my toes, just going forwards, back. Now my toes are not a big fan of going that way. There's some arthritis in my big toe. So I take this very gently, very little pressure, just so I can keep the movement in it. So if anyone else has got that problem with their toes, just very gently, might not get much of a move, might be super small like that. Just trying to keep it going. Right, other side. So standing up tall, just starting with a heel raise on this leg. So that knee's coming forward, so I'll show you from the side. And now pull up into these muscles. There. And the maximum you could take this to, this sort of tabletop, so it's nice and horizontal in the thigh. You can always have your arms out for balance, or you could be touching something for balance. And a reminder on the seated position, heel raise, and hold it up there, coming right to the top of your toe maybe, or even lifting up a little higher, but you are working very hard because this angle is a lot smaller than when we're standing. That's it. And then taking it onto the ball of the foot and just going round. So that's the seated version, other way. Standing, just mobilising the foot, and then that little one where you just flip onto the top of the toes and back, just rolling back and forth. Not applying much pressure here, but really pulling your body up nice and tall. That's it. And then let's give our shoulders a little roll. And then a little bit for our neck, so just tucking your chin in, and we'll just have a little neck roll. That's it. As we've been using our arms, you might find your neck muscles just a little bit softer. Sometimes if you move your shoulders first, it can loosen things up. Now as I do this, I'm trying not to let my head just drop straight forwards. I'm trying to resist it a bit with some length on the back of my neck. And if we roll our heads up, we can do this a bit more. This is so simple but so effective. Just bringing your chin back. And as I do this, my nose isn't going down or up. I'm just keeping it so my vision is just straight ahead. Giving myself all the double chins and bringing the length to the back of my neck. That's it. And then let's do a little shoulder shrug with the breath in. And let them melt down, squeeze them slightly back. In, breathing in, up, breathing in. Down, breathing out. One more. Lovely. Let's go into a little bit of a side stretch. So let's take our legs to the side. Feet are pointing outwards a little. We're just going to bend each leg like this. Now, if you're sitting, you can't really do the leg bend, but instead, take your legs super wide, right to the edge of the chair, and start leaning over, at the same time pressing your feet down. That's it. So you're leaning over, your back stays straight, just trying to lean over to the side, like you're trying to reach something, like someone's trying to reach my arm over there. Perfect. And if you're standing, just checking with your knees. So it's going over the direction of your foot. What you don't want is that to happen. So your knee starts coming in, you start losing all the direction that you're going in. That's going to be a lot more comfortable. So those knees have to work a bit going outwards. Right, let's bring some arms into it. So you can see my hand here, this one comes up, so my thumb is going up the sides. This one reaches away, palm down. We call this little teapot. You can see this big diagonal line that's coming up the body here. And the higher you take your hand up the body, the bigger the stretch. We're just trying to avoid wearing our shoulders as earrings. That's it. Couple more of these. Really reaching away. Bring it back to the center. Hands just resting here. Your knees can just have a little softness to them. They don't have to be super locked back. A little softness. Let's put a little bit of rotation, really small. This can be a strong sensation, particularly if you've got osteoporosis. So it's something you take a very small move. If you've got osteoporosis, just take it super small and slow. And check that you're not suddenly just holding your breath. Just breathing in and out. You can pull up a little on your pelvic floor if you like. And then bring it back to the center. Bring your legs in. So we're back to that starting position, hip width, pulling up tall. We're just going to start the arms floating up, but they're going back a little bit this time. See the palms are coming in. Soften your knees. And now, as the arms come up, just let your eyes follow them a little. As they go down, eyes are following them. And then you can make this bigger. So if I'm making this bigger, I might go a bit higher. I might lean back a little bit more. If I want to go a bit more forwards, that's what it would look like. Now again, if you've got osteoporosis or spinal issues, you might be making this much smaller. It's all relative. And if you're sitting, helps to have your legs a little wider, keeps you stable, and gives you somewhere for your body to go if you're really bending down, if you wanted to go like that. We call these swishes. So you can really bend your legs and feel the air and blow the air out as you go down. It's a good one to bring the energy up. But remember, you're in control. It could be super, super small. And let's make them a bit smaller now. If you're doing those really big ones. And bring that energy back. Lovely. A little bit for the hips before we roll down. Just going to start circling out. So my foot's just drawing a circle. You could be using balance on this side because this leg's taking the weight. If you're sitting, your leg is bent, but you can extend it a little forwards and get that circling out. We're just trying to stop that knee going in because you're really trying to get this sort of turn out here in the hip. Working on one side, pulling up here. That's it. You can have your hands here, doesn't matter. And then take it to the other side. So bring that leg in, maybe give it just a little in and out. If you're standing, a little bit of that. And then we're going to take it the other way. So I think if I was standing, I think I'd be on this side now. Let's swap sides. Trying to keep nice and tall and be leaning over to this side. Use that balance if you need it. You can even take your leg in the air, especially if you pull up super tall. And if you're sitting, drawing the circle, this foot stays still. You can make a bit more room. If you want a bigger circle, take that foot out a little bit. That's it. And just watching that knee, trying to keep it outwards. Great. Right, let's bring it to a roll down. So if you are sitting and rolling down, you can have your legs a little wider. Tuck your chin in. And then we're just taking our chin, hovering over a collarbone. Just slowly, as if we're rolling our head right down the front line of our body, right down this centre. And I've just got my hands resting on my knees. Now this could be where you stop. Just here, you could let your arms dangle. And I'm holding everything into my belly. You can go a little lower. It's up to you. You're in control. Press lightly into the floor. It is nice to have a bit of a dangle on the arms. And then a breath in when you're ready to come up. As you breathe out, pulling your belly button towards your back, stacking everything up until you're sitting tall. Give the shoulders a roll. If I'm standing up, it looks like this. Chin goes back. Just roll the shoulders back. Soften the knees. Rolling my head down the center of my body. That same dangle on the shoulders, arms. Maybe even a little nod. Yes. From the head. Could be going down a little further. Just keeping a curve in the back. Whatever feels good for you. And whatever's right for your body. And breath in. And then pulling back up here with these belly muscles, slowly stacking up. There. And then if you wanted to avoid that bending over, the other way is to take these legs wider, feet out. Take the bottom back, just like you're going to sit down. So imagine I've just got a chair just under here, straight back this time. Less pressure on the low spine. Hands are just resting on the legs and they can push away slightly. They can have a slight pressure. Tuck your bottom under. Let that ripple, see it spread up my back. Head goes over. Press with your hands. Push with your legs. Roll your head up. Let's all make our way down to your mat, down to your bed. I shall see you down there. And we'll get on to the next bit of our exercise. We're going to sit on the mat. We're not actually lying down just yet. So when you get down there, let me just take the microphone and my planning things down.